Hey, welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Always interpret the message as it best resonates. And if you're new to the channel, know that I like to look at everything. I like to go deep within my reading. So I do look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes within your experiences. This is a really a healing style type reading. So it will tell you what your person did or what they were going to do as well, but it's even deeper than that. We go and explore why they do what they do and how that triggers you and how and why you're even having that person or a situation happen in your life, come into your life. And that is very therapeutic because once we can see things from a different perception, well, that's what healing is all about. When we're spiritually blocked, we're stuck. We're stuck in a limited perception about ourselves or the situation. And it's always the perception that keeps us in a place of lack, fear, anything derived from fear, which is usually lack, limitation, making us feel not good enough, unworthy, and that's a real heavy energy. So these type of readings are kind of like an energy healing because what your energy is made up of your thoughts and your emotions. And that's what makes you a magnet to what comes into your life. What determines what comes into your life, I should say, is again your thoughts and your emotions. So a lot of times we're not aware, we wouldn't be aware unless certain experiences played out because sometimes the trauma that occurred so long ago, either so long ago or the trauma was so severe that we've detached from it. So it's like we know, but we're missing pieces of the story. And so when you're missing pieces of yourself, because that's what it feels like, you form behaviorisms, and those behaviorisms are based on the mask that you wear. So again, we wouldn't know what those things were. And we wouldn't know what we needed to heal unless these situations actually happened. So again, that's why they're healing. Now, if you're new to the channel, anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you find in the description box. And if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you got to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out. It's the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. Now, if you are connected to a Scorpio, you might want to check out my Scorpio channel. And you can check out my Psychic Soul Healer channel. That's an all zodiac channel. Channel doesn't get any love. But a few of you guys from the Virgo channel have reached out and given it a little bit of love. I appreciate you guys. Hoping that it'll draw some attention to that channel. It's like this channel and the Scorpio channel do well, but the other channels, it's not moving. It's crazy. And so I just chalk it up to no one wants to go to an everything zodiac channel. You guys can give me some insight of why you think that that happens, being that I'm pretty new to YouTube. All right, let's see what that underlining energy is. Da, 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 da. Intolerance. I feel like we got that one not far long ago. And I just feel like, again, it wouldn't be uncommon to have the same energy, right, brought into a new reading. Because, from one day to another, sometimes the energy doesn't really change that much. And understand, I feel like it's because you've reached the end. It's like you've reached the end, like it's either we're going to make something happen now, or you're not going to make anything happen at all. Like you're on a time schedule. And I think your person like knows that. I think that they have like this new awareness. I think that they thought that they could take their sweet ass time, slow walk it, that they didn't really have to, you know, They didn't have to do anything. They didn't have to do anything or give anything to be in this relationship, to give you anything. And they perceive you as being so strong that sometimes it triggers them, that I feel like they would literally do things to try and like knock you off your pedestal. And it's like, you're just tired. You're tired of being around people that expect you to dummy down. And yes, there is this like connection that we're going to talk about, but this is happening across the board in your life. Anybody that is not treating you with in alignment with who you are today, not with their perceptions of who you are or who you once were. If they don't meet you at an eye-to-eye level, they're not in your life. And I think you're making it loud and clear, and people are seeing you a lot differently. So I feel like the key here, so sometimes when we get into a place of intolerance, we're really frustrated. It's like, because I feel like it takes a lot. Virgos are really patient, and they're really patient because they're a service sign. So they deal with people. They're good with people because they're not overly emotional. They're grounded, and they're, again, of service. So they tend to be good. So I feel like this person tries to like actually again knock you off your being grounded, right? Get you up in your head to think about them, to worry about them. It's a tactic that this person does so that they don't really have to put in much effort, and but that's what if they're dealing with a low vibrational person. And I just feel like, again, you're at the place where you're saying, if you don't treat me the way that I deserve to be treated, then you don't deserve to be in my life. And you're not going to be in my life. So I feel like a lot of people are coming to you or about to come to you, possibly because you're leveling up. And part of leveling up is not just, it doesn't just happen. Leveling up happens because you actually did the inner work, that you healed parts of yourself. So you're able to ground, and you're able to again create. But that's because certain people really haven't contributed to your life, and that's part of the intolerance. It's like, you don't bring anything to the table, so now that I'm where I need to be, I'm definitely not going to have you in my life, because I only have so much time, energy, focus, and money. So there's a sense of it being a real new you. And this is the underlining energy of intolerance. And I was going to pull a different card, and Spirit said no, because the energy, it's again, we have like stages, because Spirit is saying there's different stages of intolerance. There's the intolerance of, I'm not going to deal with it anymore, but if you come back, we can negotiate, depending on how much you grovel and depending on how much you prove to me. And there's the intolerance of you're gonna have to work hard, and now I'm also gonna like hold back my energy where I feel like I shouldn't even like give you anything. You need to do like everything to fix it. And because I didn't do anything wrong, you did everything wrong. And then there's the intolerance of, fuck you, don't even bother coming back. And where I feel like that's where you're about at. You're right about there. And so because it's like you're not showing me anything. You're not doing anything. You're holding back, holding back, holding back, holding back. Now these jumped out, and I always feel like, you know, they might mean something. And I kind of feel like, okay, for some, because they jumped out, and I never feel like there's a mistake, but I don't feel like this is for everyone. So again, take it as it resonates. Um, that that somebody again is connected to somebody karmically that's manipulating them, where your person feels trapped. Now you might say, how does a person feel trapped? Well, if they were connected at one time and they have children, if they have resources together, if they have anything, whatever it is, it's like you can whenever you're with someone for a long period of time, and you let your guard down, obviously they know things about you. They know where everything is. They know where you keep your money. They know everything. So there's a sense of not feeling safe. Your person doesn't feel safe and they feel trapped because they're like, if I leave and go and talk to anybody, this crazy maniac is going to come and they're going to just make me look like an asshole. Number one, which I don't want to do because I don't want to look stupid in front of you. And number two, create like a big scene and attack you because they're unstable. So I don't really know what to do. It's like I'm dealing with somebody that has high highs and low lows, and that's so again, maybe also the intolerance is not just. So I feel like your person feels your energy, but they're also connected to somebody that's also like really intolerant because they're like, you're using me. You don't really love me. And I feel like this person is acting like they're so surprised, but it's a karmic that has manipulated everything in order to gain the position that they have. And your person has like very poor boundaries. I'm feeling like just very weak energy, someone that, again, and they definitely would never want you to see this part of them because I feel like they created a persona to be kind of somebody else. Yeah, stone wall. And so for you, this person doesn't give anything. They just don't give anything. They act like they don't care and they act like they don't care because, again, there's connected, I feel like, to someone else, or this person just emotionally doesn't give anything. It's like the intolerance is that you don't emotionally open up to me. You don't contribute to my life where you show up for me, where I feel like I can depend on you. You may be someone that comes in and out of my life. You may be someone that cares, but I'm always waiting for you to give me my place in your life. And that's a space in your life that's important because I would put you in my place in an important place. This person, like I said, either is connected to somebody or was once connected to someone that made them feel trapped, that was very unstable. So they don't really trust themselves in relationships. So their way is to avoid, because stonewalling is pretty much that. You're gonna try and explain to me how you feel, and I'm gonna act like I don't care. I'm gonna avoid it. And because if you really care about me, which this person does feel that you really do care about them, that, and possibly because you're a lot more patient than that karmic is. You said this karmic is the oof, like ready to be like the exorcist, like because they can't control this person. And so, but I feel like cheating is the trigger here. It's like either you're with somebody, this is you again, your triggers. So you're stonewalling me either because you're with that karmic, and even if you're not, you're still valuing that person more than me, or you don't want to be with me because you want to be with other people. And so again, you've never given me my place. And I would know if you were cheating on me. And this person knows that you expect the relationship to look a certain way. So I feel like again, the trigger and what it comes down to is this person doesn't make you feel safe. They don't because they're not consistent, they don't show up for you. And I feel like the majority, it's not even because there's a karmic. I feel like it's because there was a karmic. and that karmic did a number to this person. So they're non-committal. And the way that they deal with the relationship is to avoid it when there's a problem. If you have a problem or a concern, when you need them, they're not available. But for their needs, they're available. So again, passion. And so I feel like also what happened over time, that affected you on an emotional level, obviously. And so it affected the passion in the relationship. Now here you have this person that you have a deep connection to, and they don't show up. You see that they're weak. Again, if they are connected to someone, it's like they're not showing you that weakness. They're showing you an asshole version of themselves. So where they're actually saying, well, you care about me. This person really doesn't care about me, and I don't really care about them. However, I'm more afraid of them. So the loyalty is going to go to them, not really to you. And I feel like that's a trigger for you. For some of you, I just got this, that you grew up in a family where there was a parent, one parent that I feel like bullied you or made you feel bullied or made you feel not loved, where the other parent didn't do anything. So it's almost like a sense of reliving that trauma. And so I don't know for why I just got that, but it's again, the same karmic themes play out within our lives that are traumatic. So this person can't show up for you, and the parent, again, that you needed for them to be there for you because the other parent was not stable, wasn't there for you because, again, they were afraid. And so I feel like that affected, obviously, the connection. And that's how intimacy is affected. That's why that second chakra is intimacy. It's first of all, it's individuality. That's what it represents. Your passion for life comes from again, what are the things that you're passionate about? What makes you you? And when you invest in those things, you're able to, again, create yourself, find yourself, and absolutely be able to go with the flow of life. Where, like I said, I feel like your person was raised by someone that was extremely controlling. And then what happened is that, and not just controlling, but was when they didn't get their way, they were very forceful. They were very controlling. They were very oppressive. And so it was very traumatizing. And then they got themselves into a trauma bond where I feel like that trauma bond it's not that this person loves that person, it's that person's afraid. But understand the karmic knows. Normally I get what I want because this person, it doesn't have a backbone and I can get what I want. But there's something there. And if there's something there because you're not giving me fully what I want, I can feel it. And that's aggravating the karmic, and it's making the karmic extremely jealous. So the karmic is saying, well, I'm going to tie you up, and where I guilt you, I manipulate you, I do everything to, again, make you not feel safe in your environment of what I'm going to do to you. And whoever's it's connected to you, well, they're going to give up because they're going to think you're cheating. They're going to think that you don't really want to be. Now that's one story. And then for the others, it's again just the person that emotionally can't give. And because again of a past relationship. And so because they're not giving you anything, you're not connected on it that intimate level. And intimacy is trust at its most basic level. That's why it's also that second chakra of where the passion is. It's again where you not just the passion of that you have with the person, but the passion that you have in the whole, like you said, creating yourself, finding yourself, and and that. So I just feel like um the spiritual block for you is definitely, see, this person avoids because it's like judged, but it's like I feel like you feel they judge you. And every time they stonewall you because you have want to voice your opinion, you want to express what your needs are, you want to be able to actually feel like you're in a relationship. It's like this person like is triggered, like you're judging them, but really they're judging you because they're stonewalling you. There's punishment after you do this. That's how you know. Because stonewalling is a punishment. It's emotionally, I'm going to take my love away from you, which, by the way, is what people that have a second chakra imbalance tend to do. Because there's a sense of inadequacy, there's a sense of, I don't feel good. So this person does not feel good about themselves. They have very low self-esteem. And so but they're not ready to heal because there's a projection. I'm still afraid. I'm still afraid. I'm still afraid. Well, guess what? I'm kind of feeling like the karmic is not afraid and is in, and the more that this person thinks that they're not going to do anything, where they're not going to come towards you and they're not going to, you know, like fix their relationship with the karmic, well, guess what? Someone's going to move. I'm kind of feeling like your person wants the karmic to like ruin this connection. And I think that if there is no karmic, then this person is holding out for you to come to them. Because it's like, again, they're too afraid of rejection. We see that they have a very low self-esteem here. So again, they wouldn't be giving more to one and then more to another. We're seeing this person is giving the same to everybody. The illusion is that this person is, but giving to somebody, but they're not. They're giving forcefully, and that's what the karmic is mad at. They don't want to have to forcefully get anything. They want them to do it. So lies, it's again because this person's not being honest with you. Well, again, we see why they're not really being honest. There's a shit show going on here, and they want to pretend that there isn't. And it's even if there's no karmic, well, judged. It's like they don't want to deal with that because that means I gotta rise up. That means I gotta rise up, and you want to pretend that everything's okay. I'm not gonna stand for the lies anymore. I'm just not gonna stand for it. It's like you're gaslighting me. It's like, no, what I see is not really there. It's like there's a big pink elephant in the room, and you're gonna pretend that there isn't one there. And it's insulting. It's insulting. And it's like it said, if that's this person gets triggered and then they get spiteful. Because stonewalling is just this the beginning of it. Because uh when a person is still connected to you emotionally, and then you're making them say, look at this, do the healing, and this person's terrified. So terror is terrified that, that we're going to see this person is going to be defensive. We're going to see that this person is going to be very reactive, right? And so again, they're going to pretend at first that they're unaware of what the problem is, but it's like they're unaware of why they do it. It's not that they're unaware that it happens. I think to you that they'll pretend that they're unaware that there's any problem, but truth of the matter is that they're unaware of why. And it's just that I feel like they're very guilted And see, that's the thing. When you're not, don't have a good self-esteem and you lack boundaries and you allow someone to come into your life and, you know, and take over your life and take over your life, possibly because this person might have hooked up with this person, and maybe for some they have kids, or some, again, the karmic is that there was a bind here for a certain amount of time, but I feel like they were with a person that had a very dominant personality, and your person doesn't have a strong personality. They let a lot of things go. They're easygoing. They weren't really paying attention. This karmic was very manipulative from the start. From the start, because we always know when a person really likes us, right? And we always, what we're seeing here is that this person has a spiritual connection to you. They don't have to that karmic. However, that karmic has done so much for them and has given of their life in the fact that they came into their life and said, this is how it's going to be. Oh, I can help you with that. And I'll do this. And before you know it, they were a couple. And I feel like they never really had the passion. It's like the karmic had passion for this person. And then, but then again, gave too much power, it gave too much power. So every day that the karmic wasn't getting loved, because I feel like a person doesn't automatically good, they're not good on an emotional level. We see that. So it's not like they gave emotionally to this person ever. It's like they have a trouble giving you that, and there's a spiritual connection. But it's like that karmic got more and more angry, because it's like I believe that they thought, I can make this into what it needs to be because I like the way that it looks. So, I want it to be this. And then, and how they did it was through manipulation and through gaslighting and through guilting. Like, I do this, I do that for you. And all you do is you cheat. All you do is embarrass me, embarrass your family. And again, I've been around some of that, beats them down, beats them down, beats them down. So there's a sense also that your person is terrified. They're like, I don't know, how to get out of this. And this person is getting more and more crazy. Yeah, because you're just sitting there being like, okay, well, I don't want to feel bad about leaving you. So I'm going to have you leave me. But in that, Virgo, you're going to be sitting over here and I'm going to act like I'm not even interested in Virgo. It's like, because I have too much on my plate because I have to deal with the karmic. So, and it's like, and there's a lot of guilt because they're like, time is a ticking. And because the karmic is like really not letting go. And your person was like, I thought by now, like, they would have given up. No, well, what's happening is like that person's about to boil over. That person's about to boil over. And because it's almost now the karmic's being haunted. Like how can I be with someone that you don't care at all about me? You don't care at all about me. I've done all this for you. And I've guilted you, I've manipulated you, I've done everything. And so again, they're about to boil over, and your person is like stuck in between you and them. And they just, again, they're almost like paralyzed now. And this is what happens. This person just feels like that they don't belong in a relationship. It's like that's what happens. Then this person farts out. I'm not gonna lie. Well, it's like maybe I shouldn't be in a relationship. Maybe I need to be by myself. It's like, and that's again because they don't have the backbone to like do what they need to do. They just sit there and so you're thinking that this person is just that way to you. They're not just that way to you. This is who they are. And I feel like, again, it's awakening wounds childhood wounds that you had, possibly a dad that never emotionally gave, never showed up, never protected you, never, again, did those fatherly things that you wanted them to do. And again, this person gets very defensive. Again, that's what I said before. It's like they're gonna act, at first like there's nothing wrong, and then make it as if it's your fault. And it just have this very defensive behavior. First, always again playing like, "Ooh, what me? I don't know," unaware, and then this by projection. But the real reason why is because they don't feel good about themselves. They don't feel good about themselves because you can't never go through life making like no, like this person wants to please everybody. I want to please everyone. I want to make sure that nobody, I don't want to look like the bad guy. I don't want to look like, but you look like the bad guy to everybody, whether you're a guy or a girl, because you're not choosing. You're just waiting. So your life falls in the fate of whoever has a stronger personality. And that's never a good thing. And this is why this person says, well, maybe I need to be alone. And so it's can be frustrating, obviously, if you are on a high vibration. But that doesn't mean that this person doesn't care, and I have to say that because spiritual wounds create behaviorisms that are self-sabotaging. So we could really want something, and it just does not look like that at all. And it's like this person can't get out of their own way. They're stuck in fear. And I feel like that's the way that they dealt with the parent, to be honest with you. It's like they, tried to please them all the time, and in that stifled parts of themselves. So they feel inadequate. And the problem is that they get into relationships that are so dominant that they can't create themselves, that they never create themselves, at least in this situation. And if they haven't been in a lot of different relationships that were like this, then they've been in this karmic situation for some time now. See, but that's again, they think this is a twin flame journey that you and them are on. And that would kind of make sense because listen, this person is connected, if they are connected to a karmic, it's like, hello, it's a trauma bond, and nothing breaks that shit up normally, unless it is going to be a twin flame. But so the person really wants to do that, they might not be awakened or strong enough to do that right now, but it doesn't mean that later on that they won't be. And also, twin flame always trumps trauma bond relationships. And it always comes, the person comes into the life when there's transition. So again, I felt like the intolerance a lot, like you were at your point of, I'm done. But I feel like when the time that you're like, I'm done, is the same time that this karmic is like, get the fuck out, or I guess like get out, like that's it. That's it. Like, and so it's a thing where there's a major transition, and that major transition for this person is the end of that life with that karmic, because karmic just loses their mind, and in that it creates, like, I feel like so much drama and so many problems that I wouldn't be surprised if the police get involved, if there has to be some, like, that the karmic isn't allowed to be around your person after a while, because again, that karmic is manipulated and has spent so much energy trying to get what they have wanted, and nothing happened. So that's why there's so much anger, because it's like almost like that karmic feels rejected. It's like how much as like how much I gave to you, like you should have loved me, but they're reliving their childhood where they felt like whatever they did wasn't good enough. So again, they unconsciously went into a relationship that mirrored that, because made that happen, chose someone that didn't that, that wasn't strong enough to do it. It didn't mean that they didn't have feelings. But again, if you have to continually tell a person what they should do, how they should do it, why you should do it, then there's always going to be a sense of lack. And that's why I feel like the karmic got so bitter over time, because it was like, you don't do it. The person has got to want to do it. And so what I feel like this is that your person is also very haunted by the fact of that how they didn't treat you well. That here it is, it's like I've catered to this karmic, but this karmic, like I know I don't want to be with. So there's that also why I feel like they're haunted, you know? And I think that, when it is a twin flame relationship, you also may want to walk away where you feel like I'm done, but you're also haunted in the fact of this is a real connection. I can't deny it. I can't. And so there's twin flame journey, it doesn't mean that it's an easy journey. It's going to bring up every single wound that you have. It's going to bring us back, transcend us back to a time where we felt, you know, we couldn't have the emotional security or be vulnerable or have the person show up for us. Whatever the wound was in childhood, twin flame will always awaken those wounds. But there's a lot of passion there in order to change it. So I do kind of feel like, again, and maybe in the beginning when the cards jumped out, it's just, again, the karmic is like, I am like fucking done. I'm done waiting for you to show up for me. I'm done waiting for you, like, because they're realizing that they didn't really win. What they did was they manipulated the situation to make something work that has never really worked to begin with, because anything that we have to force isn't meant for us. Anything that leaves us depleted, where we feel like, oh, well, it's not, and I don't care what kind of connection you believe that you have, if the person isn't fulfilling you, they're not your person. They certainly wouldn't be a twin flame. I'm sending you loving energy. Can you feel it? So it's, again, I feel like they, like, again, feel like you're their twin flame. And I feel like they are, like, because I can't be with you. I am like thinking of you. Like I am like, and understand twin flame energy means that there is a strong spiritual connection through the heart and mind. So you can feel that. But I feel that that's the whole fucking thing. You're like, I can feel you, but I'm intolerant to the fact that I can feel you and you're not showing me anything. You're not giving me anything. That's how this reading started. So it's like that, it's almost like it's not enough. You feel like that's enough to maintain the relationship, and it's not, because you're making me like undervalue myself because of, like, again, the behaviors that you have, and the unhealthy habit is, again, actually not speaking up for yourself, is also like being around people that and letting them have more say. That these are behaviorisms, and the behaviorisms are happen when we're conditioned in childhood. And so again, this person did not really like grow up to be made to feel strong. They were brought up by someone that beat them down. That's why they don't have a strong sense of self. And that's why they don't create good things. And that's why they always look like the shady person, the bad person. It's not saying that they don't do shady things, because when you're not at a high vibration, it means that you can't come from your truth. So there's always a desire to want to do what we want to do, right? Again, sometimes you're going to want to do things that other people just aren't going to want you to do, because it's not going to serve them. They don't care about your happiness. They care about their happiness. So again, if you don't have a strong sense of self, you're going to lie to get what you want. You're going to be shady. And I feel like your person lived with that karmic and was shady. Again, tried to live a double life because they weren't strong. And I believe that the karmic knew it. But then every once in a while, they would go out to dinner. Every once in a while, they'd have date night. Every once in a while, because your person would feel bad. And then, so it was, this person was able to live in the facade that maybe one day it's going to happen, that you really give me what I want. Unfortunately, I believe that for the karmic, that your person met you and there was a real spiritual connection. However, they never learned how to deal with that karmic. And the karmic just figured I'd wait my time out to get what I want. And what they're seeing is I waited out my time and you're still not gonna fucking give me what I want. And that's why they put so much effort in trying to fix it. And that's why they're like, again, got to the point where they've given everything and they're like distraught that they gave everything. And there was like so many different emotions, but it's bringing them back to their childhood trauma. And so for you, like you said, your person's like, oh, I know that you're mad. And it's like, I'm gonna come and talk to you. I'm gonna come and talk to you, but I really want you to be patient. And it's again, they're afraid, they're terrified, but that's the wound. That's the wound. Now, twin flame, doesn't mean that all the time we have to be with this person. Again, we have free will. But when it's twin flame relationship, there is a lot of passion. There really is a lot of caring. There really is. I want a new beginning with you. So this is what they want. And the reason why is because, again, it's not that they would even know, hey, it's a twin flame journey. I don't believe that. It's like there's a comforting energy. Number one, there has always been. But number two, because again, it's twin flame journey, spiritual connection is comforting. Number two, that's the karmic had created so much for this person's life. And so, or contributed to the making of this person's life, which is why this person felt like they were trapped for so long. And so, but understand, when they leave, the karmic's not going to make it easy. Even if they got a separation, even if whatever, even if they did things legally, I don't feel that this karmic would do anything nicely. Meaning that they're going to make sure that they, destroy them because, again, of how much they gave. But that's their own fault because, like I said, they thought that they could change this person by being more loving, by being more kind, by giving more. But again, that's not the way that it works. And so I just feel like lost my train of thought. Because there's so much, there's just so much there. Because I feel for every person in this particular story, because the karmic thought, probably confused passion for love, probably confused a karmic mate for a soulmate. And with that type of relationship, we're always trying to get the relationship back to the beginning of the relationship where there was passion, where it was good, before that person checked out. And so, like I said, and then I feel bad for, your person. I'm not calling them your person, whether it's a he or she, your person, I don't know, but we'll call them your person because they want to do the right thing. And they're so terrified in making the wrong decision. And they just don't trust themselves. And they're so terrified by this karmic and they can't tell the difference. And there is, again, things that this karmic can do to destroy this person's life, whether again, fuck up their business, fuck up their, their home, whatever it is. It's again, when you share your life with someone for not even a long time, for a certain amount of time, they know a lot about you clearly, and they can use that. And now again, your person feels that there's shit that's inadequate about them. So again, exposing the fact that they feel inadequate, making them feel inadequate, like is what this person is always trying to avoid. So we feel sorry for them. And of course, we feel sorry for you, Virgo, because you're like an innocent bystander. That's like, okay, like I met you and I thought that you were single. And if this person was single, I feel sorry for you because it's like, well, it's like you emotionally, I feel like it continue to live with people that emotionally can't show up because it awakens spiritual wounds from childhood that are painful, that you have to look at, when meanwhile you thought that this was a person that is a soulmate twin flame. So it's again, it's a very complex story, but this person, nevertheless, what we see is it would take unconditional love to actually heal this. And it would definitely take a divine connection like a twin flame soulmate to heal your wound from childhood, this person's wound from childhood, and the karmic's wound in childhood. Because what we see here is, again, everybody is brought back to a place where, again, they were made to react like from a certain way, or were triggered, I should say, to react the way that they always react, to awaken those childhood memories. And so we can actually see why things happen, right? So we're going to go just a little bit deeper. I'm just going to pull 3. You show up in my dreams. It helps me process buried memories, not uncommon for the soulmate twin flame. So more confirmation about the type of relationship it is, and knowing that it's a divine one. And why, again, you're coming into this person's life is, again, to process buried memories of childhood. How did I get here? Why is this happening to me? This karmic is crazy. Or why is this happening to me, that I'm connected to a soulmate twin flame that I have all these emotions for that I don't really want to have emotions for? Like, why do I feel all this way? Why do I feel conflicted? Expand your concept of what a twin flame is. It's more than a romance. It's a deep soul activation to heal in order to embody the love and light. So the concept of the twin flame is not just all rosy and like sexy time in the bedroom. What it is again to help you dig out those painful memories, and those painful memories that we suppress and then eventually repress. And those repressed energies turn into cancer when we don't heal them, and they turn into, they turn into all different types of imbalances, whether they're psychological, emotional, or spiritual. So as a spiritual being having a human experience, the human experience that was karmic in childhood, and then again, we've accumulated that karmic energy, and so it continues to play out. And so this is an opportunity to heal, because this person wants to like do the right thing, but they're a weak person. But you may not be a weak person. So this could trigger you like, well, why am I getting this person? And Spirit says, well, again, they probably have first of all, they would definitely have gifts that you definitely don't have, because the twin flame is your opposite. So they contribute. And what did I say? They transmute the negative energy through passion. So again, I believe that the passion was affected because the trust and intimacy were, mainly because, again, this person awakened blocks that you have, again, that transcended you back to childhood. But when there's passion and it's a twin flame, we don't have control. We tend to get very, very angry. It's not that we don't, because it hurts. However, that anger doesn't stay. The only thing that stays is truth, which is unconditional love. And so what Spirit is saying is you wouldn't know what that was because of how you all were brought up. You're going to learn. And you learned, Virgo, by forgiveness, needing to forgive because you were an innocent bystander. You didn't know nothing about it. Your person needed to learn through, again, speaking off of themselves, having boundaries. By not choosing, it doesn't get them off safe. It just creates actually more harm. They have to speak their truth, open up, and be decisive. And again, make that choice. Otherwise, they can lose that choice. Lose the one choice that they want, is what I'm meaning to say, and wind up with a karmic, which was what was happening and would have happened if the karmic didn't finally blow the fuck up. And for the karmic, it was obviously to love themselves. That if someone's not valuing you, you can't make them love you. It's like you'll always come up short. So that's why this all happened. And so we always ask Spirit and the universe. Now this is a collective reading. So some of you people are going to be with this person, some of you people aren't. However, if the person comes back into your life and they try, which it shows that they are, well, a lot of times, like, we allow that person, because again, forgiveness is that. It means that if the person wants forgiveness, that you're going to allow them to redeem themselves. Doesn't mean roll out the red carpet. It means you can work your way back into my life for trust. And many times that's what it is, because the twin flame soulmate journey, it's all about finding balance. And when you're dealing with such a different personality, different spiritual blocks, different approaches to life, maybe the same traumas. They just, again, when we go through the same experiences, we form different traumas because we learn how to deal with the situation differently. That's all that is. And unconditional love allows us to help each other. And it's like we stick around, even though we might say, well, that's triggering, or I don't get it. That reminds me of what my mother used to do. That reminds me of what my father used to do. That reminds me of what this person that was really close to me, whether it was my siblings, a parent, an ancestor, it doesn't matter. That did to me, that hurt me, that I perceived like they didn't care. And then I looked at myself as if I was defective. And what Spirit is saying, no, this person feels like they're defective. That's why they couldn't show up for you. It's like, and this is how it played out. This is one way that it looked, where maybe your parent didn't have a voice many times. We see that in codependent relationships. I believe that that's how it started. Okay. Spirit says we end this reading off with open to the universe. I'm discovering my worth and my abilities. I have confidence in my value and my potential. I reclaim my inner power. I accept and love myself completely. Thus, I am open to the divine light of the universe. So it's all about you're still finding yourself and creating yourself. And so believe, again, twin flame allows us to do that. Because again, we're learning about ourselves through what's wounded, but also through like an amazing, passionate love that not many people get to experience, or people think they've experienced it, but it's not. It's usually a karmic mate, but the person's willing to evolve and change and come back and apologize because it's genuinely haunting them. Well, they they're leveling up. That's what it looks like. And so we have an opportunity. And a lot of times if you're brought up with a parent that didn't show up for you, it's hard to forgive. But I feel like you have forgiven. I feel like you have forgiven that parent. And so it's like this is almost like the same scenario where you have to, like, by forgiving this person, it's almost like you will, it's not that you're not going to ever have to forgive anyone ever again, but it will become easier and easier for you to forgive and let go. Because again, trauma makes when we people hurt us that we love and that are perceived to that we perceive are supposed to show us love the way that we need, and when they don't, well, it's hard for us to forgive. So it's not uncommon to have that karmic theme play out where we're asked to again forgive. And that again allows you to evolve into the highest state of consciousness, which is unconditional love. All right, Virgo, I hope that helped you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.